What's up everyone, welcome back to another one of my videos. In this video, it's mainly going to be just some NBA news, players worth possibly picking up, and at least situations worth monitoring. I figured I'd make this video so you can make some choices that you may not have thought about or even known about. So first up, I'm just going to talk quickly about players returning soon. So the first player up I have is Karl Anthony Towns. Now he was supposed to be out 3 to 5 weeks, and I think it's only been 2 weeks, and he's actually questionable for tonight's game, which is a huge upgrade for any Karl Anthony Towns owner. No, it wasn't even 2 weeks. I think it was more like one. But anyway, he's questionable for tonight, which bodes well for any Karl Anthony Towns owner, as he may be returning in the Week 3 matchup. So it's a huge positive for any Karl Anthony Towns owner. But if you have Naz Reid, his days are numbered. You may want to drop him sooner rather than later and try and pick up something better, as his games are limited now. Next up we have is Porzingis, who this is mainly for IR, leagues without IR slots. So you may want to consider picking up now. I would recommend it, as I just read on the ESPN news that the coach said it's going to be within a week to 2 weeks for his return. So if you miss out on him and he doesn't play any games this week, I would still pick him up because the return on investment is going to be huge. I'd say by week 5, week 6, he's going to hopefully be at full strength, fully conditioned, and by that point be putting up Porzingis type of numbers. At least we can hope, for all of us Porzingis fantasy owners like myself. And the last player I have in the returning soon category is Obi Toppin. Now I bring him up because this may affect Mitchell Robinson's production. He's been getting a lot of minutes. He's been playing well. He's been putting up a lot of defensive stats. This may change once Obi Toppin is healthy again. It's just something worth monitoring. All right, so the next area I'm going to be talking about are players you may want to pick up. So first up on my list is Cole Anthony. Now you probably have heard Markelle Fultz has torn his ACL. Well, Cole Anthony is taking up his spot in the starters rotation. So you definitely want to pick him up if you haven't already, or if no one in your league has, as he's in line for starters minutes. In the game against Houston last night, he still played 28 minutes, and it was a complete blowout. It was over by halftime, and he still got all those minutes. So that's a huge positive for anyone who did pick him up. Who did pick up Cole Anthony. Next up I have is Bobby Portis. Now, in his last 7 days, he's been averaging 25 minutes, 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. Unfortunately, he hasn't put up any defensive stats really, but he's a good defensive player, so I feel like this is just a small cold streak, and it will break at some point. He's probably at least worth monitoring, and if nothing else. So in deeper leagues, definitely pick him up. Next up is Darius Bazley, who is averaging 30 minutes a game, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And I only bring him up because he's only rostered in 41% of leagues still, and I feel like he should be owned in more leagues. Next up I have is Chris Boucher, who in his last 7 days has averaged 21 minutes per game, 14 points, and 1.3 steals and 1.3 blocks. And I feel like that's important because if you need defense and he's on your free agent pool, he's probably going to be your best defensive option in the free agent pool. Next up I have is Nicholas Batum. In his last 7 days, he's averaged 32 minutes a game, 15 points and 5 rebounds. Now, he's only rostered in 32% of leagues, and rightfully so, as he may lose minutes soon when it's either Marcus or Markieff Morris. I forget which one is on the Clippers, but once he is back in the fold, he may lose minutes to him. Next up I have is Tim Hardaway Jr., who is in his last 7 days averaging 32 minutes a game, 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Now, when asked, media person asked Rick Carlisle if he's going to get put into the starting lineup, and Rick Carlisle didn't really respond to it, but he was it just sounded like he was open to it. So he may be added to the starting lineup soon, and if he does, that's just a big positive for any Hardaway owner, as it will give him more time on the floor. And who doesn't want more time with their players on the floor? And the last player I have for pickups is Austin Rivers. Now he's averaging 25 minutes a game, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and 1 steal. Now, I bring him up because he didn't get any playing time before Alec Burks got injured, and now he picked up all of those minutes. So, I don't know when Burks is returning. I have heard no information. I just checked it out. There's nothing. So, Austin Rivers may be a good pickup for the next week or two. All right, and the last part of this video, I am going to be talking about situations to monitor. First up we have is Christian Wood's sore ankle. Now I know he played in his last game, but the game before that he did not. And DeMarcus Cousins took his place and played a great game. So it's something worth monitoring, as if this is a trend, Marcus Cousins may be a great streamer option if he's on your free agent pool. Next up we have is De'Aaron Fox and his hamstring. Now, I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but in the meantime, pick up Tyrese Halliburton if he is available. And for your deeper leagues, pick up Corey Joseph, as he's going to get some of those minutes as well. And the last player I have, the last situation I have is Michael Porter Jr. with the COVID protocols. Now, this is a very weird situation, as he was already supposed to have returned. He did not. And not only did he not return, but he is going to be out for at least 1 more week, possibly up to 2 more weeks. So that's a huge blow to all Michael Porter Jr. fantasy owners, as we don't know when he's going to return, really. But in the meantime, pick up JaMychal Green, as he is receiving a good portion of those minutes. And he's not great, but if you need someone who's going to get you some points, some rebounds, and possibly something in the defensive categories, he's a great streamer option. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I hope this helps you in some way, shape, or form. And please make sure you like this video if it does, and make sure you subscribe if you have not yet, as I'm going to be bringing more fantasy basketball related content all season long. Thank you.